Hello and good morrow, fruit lovers. Welcome to Storytime. I am your co-host, Grapefruit.
And I'm your co-host, Marshmallow.
People often come up to me and say, Grapefruit, you're super awesome and super tough. What do you like to read? And I always tell them the same thing. I like to read the scariest, awesomest stories out there. Old Brothers Grimm fairy tales like today's story, Little Red Riding Hood.
I love the color red. Yay!
That's why you're excited for this story? Because you love the color red?
Okay, you called my bluff. I actually love all the colors the same.
Mashi, are you sure you're ready for this story? Because this ain't your mama's fairy tale.
Of course not. My mom already has a fairy tale. All unicorns do.
Some people find today's story a bit scary. Not me, of course. I'm not scared of anything. But I've heard other people find it scary.
I love scary stories.
You sure about that?
Okay, you called my bluff again. I love all stories exactly the same.
I tried to warn you. Let's do this! Little Red Riding Hood! Once upon a time, Little Red Riding Hood set off to take a basket of food to her sick grandmother. She walked down a path that led through a very dark, very spooky forest.
And there were flowers and bumblebees everywhere. And also, it was sunny and not scary at all.
Marshmallow, I have the book right here. It explicitly says the woods were spooky and dark.
There can't be any bumblebees.
Fine, but they're killer bees. Now let's continue. As Little Red Riding Hood walked through the creepy woods.
She met a bumblebee and befriended it.
Fine, she made a friend. But then she came upon a massive, scary wolf.
And the wolf was really cute and fluffy and had blue eyes and a pink bow on his tail.
No, the wolf had fire in his eyes and blood on his teeth. This is a scary wolf, and he's the bad guy in the story.
I don't understand.
So the huge, scary wolf talked to Little Red Riding Hood and learned that she was headed to her grandma's house. The wolf thought to himself, if I play my cards right, this could be a better day for me. I can eat Grandma, Little Red Riding Hood, and those sweet treats in the basket.
Ooh, what sweet treats were in the basket?
That's not important.
I'm imagining cupcakes and bonbons and lollipops and...
Marshy, let's not focus on the treats, okay?
But how can I focus when there might be lollipops in that basket? I gotta know!
Okay, there were pies in the basket.
How many pies?
Too many pies.
Yay!
Anyway, then the wolf ran ahead, ate Grandma whole, and dressed up in one of her nightgowns.
The wolf put on a grandma's nightgown? That's funny! This story isn't scary at all!
Yes, it is. We're getting to the scary part.
Oh no!
Oh, yes. Now then, a bit while later, Little Red Riding Hood came into Grandma's house, and right away she could tell something was different about her grandma.
What a smart girl!
So Little Red Riding Hood said, Grandma, what big ears you have?
What? She's complimenting the wolf's appearance! That's so sweet!
It's not sweet, Marshmallow. The wolf is tricking her.
Oh, I love magic tricks!
Not that kind of trick! Anyway, then Little Red Riding Hood said, Grandma, what big eyes you have?
Huh? That's so romantic! Are they in love?
They are not in love! Finally, Little Red Riding Hood said, Grandma, what big teeth you have? And the wolf replied,
Oh, the better to eat your sweet treats with!
No!
And then they both chowed down on bonbons and pies together because sharing is caring. And also Grandma was alive this whole time. And also the wolf was actually a puppy and the scary woods was actually Disneyland. Yay!
Marcy, you really wrecked the mood there at the end.
Oh, and remember the bumblebee from earlier? He swooped by and brought honey because friendship is forever and stories always end happily. And there are pies for everyone. And the moral of the story is to always have enough pies for you and your friends. Yay! Was I right, Grapefruit? Is that how the story ends?
Yes, Marshmallow, that is how the dark, sinister Brothers Grimm version of Little Red Riding Hood ends.
I knew it! Yay! The end!
Welcome to Storytime, fruit lovers. I'm Orange, and this is... Huh? I expected you to say your name, but that has a nice ring to it, too. Huh. I'm getting the silent treatment, apparently. Let's see what we got here.
Hey, Orange. Remember yesterday when I yelled at you for playing your kazoo nonstop for 12 hours?
Well, yeah, it was the annual kazoo marathon. What did you expect? How else am I supposed to raise money to buy more kazoos?
Well, I yelled too much and now my voice is gone. Looks like you'll have to do today's story, Puss in Boots, all by yourself.
All by myself? Woohoo!
But before you get too excited, know that I'm going to be right here next to you, making sure you stay true to the story as written.
Oh, man.
Whenever you get off track, I'll ring my bell. That means you to go back to telling the actual story. Got it?
Yes, I got it! All right, let's ring-a-ling-a-do this thing! Here's the famous story, Puss in Boots, which is, of course, about a boots-wearing platypus. Okay, he's a cat. You're no fun at all. Once upon a time, there was a young man. He was the youngest of 3 sons. They were named Mary, Curly, and Moe. They were named Huey, Dewey, and Louie. All right, their names don't matter, but I choose to give them the nicknames Biff, Beef, and McGillicuddy. Now, each brother was given something when their father passed away. Biff got Dad's '86 Corvette, his electric guitar. All right, the family mill. Beef got the family spaceship. Jar of tea. All right, mules. And that left McGillicuddy with just a dumb old cat. Except the cat wasn't dumb at all. He was actually super clever. Also, he could talk because one day he told McGillicuddy he needed a pair of Air Jordans. Clown shoes? High heels. Okay, boots. And as soon as McGillicuddy got him the boots, that cat got to work on turning McGillicuddy's life around. The first step he took in his new boots was to go meet the king. Get it? Step? Because he's got boots? Oh, right, you can't talk. Well, Puss started bringing gifts to the king all the time. Gifts like annoying orange merchandise, a Nintendo Switch, TNT. Okay, so maybe I don't know what kinds of gifts they gave him, but Puss and the king got real chummy. Then one day, Puss was out in the woods with McGillicuddy, and he heard the king's carriage approaching. Puss sprung into action and told McGillicuddy to get naked. Oh, that's really what he did? Wow. Huh. Well, I thought it would just be a funny thing to say, but sure enough, he asked him to get naked. Man, this is one pervy story you gave me to read, Pear. Anyway, when the king's carriage came by, Puss ran out and told the king that robbers had taken McGillicuddy's clothes. The king was super chummy with Puss because of the Nintendo Switch. Indescribable gifts Puss had given him earlier. So the king gave McGillicuddy some fancy clothes and let him ride in the carriage with his beautiful daughter. She fell in love with McGillicuddy immediately because he was still mostly naked. Okay, she loved him because he was a great guy or whatever. But meanwhile, Puss raced ahead to a castle and tricked the mean shape-shifting ogre who lived there into turning into a mouse. And then Puss in Boots ate him! And do you know what that ogre's name was? Shrek! Okay, it wasn't Shrek, but wouldn't it be great if it had been? Would have kept a lid on Smash Mouth's career. Anyway, when the royal carriage pulled up, Puss told them the castle belonged to McGillicuddy. King was impressed, and his daughter was definitely impressed. McGillicuddy went along with it too, and they got married based on lies. But I guess that's how it was in those days. And as for Puss in Boots, he became president of the United States. He went on to eat so many hot dogs he exploded.